Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Magic with Zuby. My name is Zuby, and if you're brand new to this show, the show is all about a little well-known card game called Magic: The Gathering. So on today's show, we brought on none other than the Taalia Vess. She is a Twitch streamer, commentator for Magic, and all-around awesome person. We talked for a long time. 2 hours flew by like that. Normally I try to sort of give a little general overview of what we talked about. We talked about so much stuff. It just went all over. We talked about Magic, Star Trek, D&D, video games, Zelda, our jobs, everything, life. Is just so much, and it was just such a great time. I really enjoyed having her on. She was a really awesome person, and I hope you enjoyed the interview as well too. And definitely make sure you go check her out. But before we get into the interview, let's get some announcements out of the way. This podcast can be found on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And you can also help support the show at patreon.com/magicwithzuby. And if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Twitter at magicwithzuby, on Instagram at magic_with_Zuby. And you can email me with any questions you may have at mtgzuby@gmail.com. And you can check out the Discord. The Discord is in the show notes below. The Discord is an awesome place to play some Magic with us, to play some Among Us with us, and just a general all-around fun time as well. And also, we have a new patron as well. We have a new patron, and their name is Bo Young, I think it is. I am so terrible at knowing who my new patron is, and I'm so sorry that I didn't announce them the last episode. But anyway, thank you, Bo Youngin, for joining the stream here, or not stream, for joining the podcast Patreon. And awesome, welcome to the Magic with Zuby family. And so great. So now that we have that out of the way, we have also I'm sponsored. Sponsors. I'm also sponsored by Cardsphere, cardsphere.com, the best place to buy, trade, and sell your Magic singles and sealed product. They are very awesome. I personally use the website, and way better than some other websites that happen to use points. Anyways, so we got one more ad out of the way, and then we will get on to the interview with Taalia Vess. And that is how you beat the latest standard meta with Abzan.
Ugh, it feels like there's no Magic content out there for someone like me. Someone who doesn't want to be competitive. Someone who is...
Who is a normie?
Yeah, exactly! A normie!
Well, have I got the show for you, the all-new Magic for Normies show.
Hi, I'm Pixie.
And I'm Zuby.
Together, we host the all-new
Magic for Normies.
It is the Magic the Gathering show for all your normie needs. We don't care what deck got into the top 8 or what deck is winning. We care about having fun playing Magic.
That's right, Pixie. You can watch us on Pixie's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/PixieKittenPlays and catch the VOD on our YouTube channel, Pixie Kitten Plays. If audio is your thing, you can find episodes on the Magic with Zuby RSS feed. Magic for Normies.
Ready.
All right, so Zuby here, and I've got with me none other than the Taalia Vess. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I've been looking forward to this. I know we've been scheduling back and forth with trying to get this done, and you've been pretty busy flying, doing some Channel Fireball stuff, and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yep. I stay busy. I am a full-time content creator.
Oh, you're full-time now?
Magic the Gathering, yeah. So I stay pretty busy.
There's a
lot of things I'm juggling.
Oh, when did you go full-time?
I've been full-time for a year.
Has it been a year already? I swear you just started. It feels like you just started.
It feels like I just started.
I can't believe it's already been a year already.
Like I just started, but of course I wish I would have. Of course, you always want to do more, and I wish I would have accomplished more by now. But I've been streaming for 2 years on Twitch, and I just got partnered actually a few months ago. So
Maybe that's why.
It was
Maybe
a long journey. It was a long journey for me, but you know, I have some underlying like health issues, so I'm not able to stream every single day, and I like to kind of mix up the eggs in the basket. I like to put a little bit here and put a little bit there, and not just stream. So yeah, there's a lot.
That's awesome.
But I'm trying to. I do want to stream more. I
know what you mean. I'm trying to get more into streaming, but then it's like I love doing podcasts. Podcasting is like my first and favorite thing I love doing, and all that stuff. And it's like I want to do all the podcast episodes, but I want to stream at the same time. And it's also
you have to like balance
juggle
everything.
Yeah,
you know, for sure. I have never done a podcast until a couple days ago. I was on my friend's podcast, Mara, Indoor Enthusiast, and now like I booked 3 other podcasts, so I have 4 just this week.
Oh dang. Well,
so
awesome.
It's like so it's really cool, but it does not that it takes away the time from streaming. I just have to allocate the time differently.
Oh yeah.
It's just there's so many different ways of content creation. Just making an Instagram post takes time and like is content creation. So I also make YouTube videos for Cardboard Live's Team Lotus Box, so I do that every week as well.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So you became full-time content creator within a year, essentially, because you said you started streaming 2 years ago and then became full-time within a year. Like, what was that like? Because
it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty scary because
I mean, just making that jump is scary.
Yeah. I mean, I've always worked in the professional world. Like I worked in the medical field for 12 years.
Oh, nice.
Working at the hospitals, 14 to 16 hour shifts. And then I recently, like the last couple years of my career in the business world, I got a job as a producer for this is kind of like mixed up, but like I was always doing video production while I was working a full-time job, but my passion was more of like content creation and video and photography. And so I got a job, like what I thought was my dream job, actually doing production full-time, but I grew very tired of that very, very quickly.
Doing the video production?
I was pretty much like just a one-person show. I mean, I might have had like one other person with me, but carrying all that equipment, especially with like my health issues that I have going on, I have fibromyalgia. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
I was just getting worn out. I was so worn out every day carrying all this stuff by myself. Long hours of editing. I would edit videes.
On top of doing your full-time job?
At that point, that was my full-time job. So
okay.
I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I had a lot of jobs. I had a lot of different jobs.
No, that's all right.
But I did medical mostly, and throughout that time, I also dabbled in production of some like independent films and stuff like that, some horror films, and then I got that full-time job, and I quit the medical field completely and went into production. But it was just really hard on my body. Also, I kind of, my passion was gaming. I mean, as soon as I got off work, I was gaming. As soon as I got off work, I'm playing Magic. And so I was like, God, it would be so awesome to do this full time and like play Magic. I mean, as soon as you wake up, it's just Magic on the brain. So I really like I don't want to say I lost the passion for video or videography. It's just I wanted to implement it in a different way. So that's why I started to stream, because I was like, I want to play Magic, but I can also do video production in a way and have my own studio here. So I actually call my community the Vessian Studio. And I have like my own little gig that I can sit down and not have to lift heavy equipment every single day.
That's awesome.
Or do 14 hours of editing. Sometimes I do have to do 14 hours of editing, but it's okay.
It's not every day though, right?
Yeah, not every day. My last job in production, it was taking up so much of my time that it was hard for me to stream. So during that first year of streaming, it was just hard to find the time. I mean, I was staying up there till 1 o'clock in the morning, meeting deadlines.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I was like, I have to just go for this. I have to chase my dreams and just do what I want. And it kind of worked out. Now, the income can be scary because it is hard to like depend on your supporters every single month. So I started dabbling in a little bit of other things, like reaching out to sponsors and getting sponsors. So things like that helps out a ton.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Having like a guaranteed monthly income really helps you keep going. And my supporters are awesome and they do help a ton, but it's nice to have multiple avenues of income.
No, because that's always a scary leap. It's something that I've asked other full-time content creators that just make that leap into doing it.
I mean, you do have to save some money. You do have to save some money, of course. You know, you want to be comfortable. I actually went through a divorce at that time in my life,
sorry to
and
hear
I was
that.
living at home with my parents. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Okay, well, no, as long as it's all good, as long as it's all good.
With my family, and so that made it a lot easier for me to make that jump. I had kind of a support of my family at that time, not necessarily financially, but just like it gave me that peace of mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not having to worry about every little thing and all that. Yeah, rent's a huge thing. It's a scary world out there because it's funny that you mention you're in healthcare because I'm in the healthcare field too.
What did you do?
I do healthcare IT. So I'm part of a national practice that we support so many hospitals and outpatient clinics and all that. And I normally would be traveling a lot if it weren't for this pandemic going on, but
you would have to travel a lot for the IT position.
Yes,
just going around.
Going around
a lot too, but it was like all local. It was in Houston.
I love traveling and all that stuff. I love it. And I love the job. Like I feel like I'm blessed and lucky that for me to ever want to do content creation full time, like it would be hard for me to do because I personally love my career forward and it's
That's
super
awesome.
It's super geeky too because I'm a network architect, so it's like I'm building networks and designing them and all that stuff, and I can go on and on talking all about it. I love it.
That's awesome.
But so if I want to ask you a question about healthcare, so would you be able to fall back into that should this not work out or anything?
Absolutely. That also was a blanket of comfort there.
That's
because
good. That's good.
I like any of the doctors that I worked for or businesses that I worked for would hire me back for sure.
That's
if I
awesome.
needed a job. Yeah. I take a lot of pride in like everything that I do. So I was pretty good at being I was a medical assistant actually. But we pretty much like do everything that an RN does just without the RN degree, without the schooling. So I dabbled in like assisting with surgeries. I ran like a flu clinic one time and I was just giving injections. I worked in a lab and like drew blood a lot and like
that's awesome though.
Just all kinds of things. And I'm really like thankful for those experiences too, because
it gives you a lot of patience, like dealing with patients and all that stuff, and you just learn so much, like just business wise and how to run stuff, and
exactly.
And it's nice hearing that because it kind of reminds me, like my family, like both my mom and dad's side, they're pretty much all medical. Like I've got this one big medical family, no doctors or anything, but I probably could have become a doctor, but fuck the schooling. All that. It's so expensive.
I really wanted to be a dermatologist, but I can't do the school. I couldn't afford the schooling and I didn't have what I thought was the time, I just, as soon as I turned 16, I was working and I worked ever since.
It's just being a doctor is so expensive and all that stuff. It's ridiculously expensive. And then when you become like a resident or a fellow and all that, because you can see the salaries of certain doctors. So like a resident or fellow first year,
they're
it's like
making nothing.
It's like $40,000, $50,000, which, And for some people, that's good money, right? That's good money. But
Right.
for a doctor, when you've got like $300,000-$400,000 worth of debt on top of, trying to live,
Exactly.
that and the amount of hours you're working too, you're kind of making less than. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're making about minimum wage. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what the fellows used to voice to me, like just how frustrating that was, barely making it,
Yeah,
after all of that, that they've gone through
and that was
to get there.
eye opening to me,
They
and
should.
because you see all these doctors with all these badass cars and these huge ass houses, and then you talk to the fellows and they're all like, oh god.
Yeah, they're like barely making it.
I'm eating ramen.
Yeah, usually those are the doctors more in like their 40s and 50s, but
Yeah.
and you can get there. A lot of them do. A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
them do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's
And
awesome.
we need doctors.
Yeah,
Doctors.
for sure. For sure. So that's awesome. I knew that you I didn't know that you went full time though that early, because I remember seeing that you made partner this year. You said it was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that, and then you got picked up by Channel Fireball. Was it last year or early this year?
Yeah, earlier this year.
Okay.
I because of my production background, I also was working behind the scenes with Channel Fireball. So if you like went to Players Tour Phoenix, or if you were watching Players Tour Phoenix on Magic's Twitch, I actually was helping behind the scenes on that. So
Oh, that's cool.
alongside BJ, so Biscuit Jesus, if y'all know him, he was running the whole production. I was pretty much his like right hand lady in that.
That's cool.
So that's kind of like got me into the Channel Fireball world. And then shortly after that, the pandemic happened. I was planning on going to more Magic Fest and working more Magic Fest. So that was kind of the lineup for my income. To be honest, I was like really looking forward to having some jobs lined up. But since the pandemic happened, Channel Fireball ended up doing Magic Fest online. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah.
But I got the opportunity to do commentary.
I've noticed
Magic
that. Yeah.
Fest online. So that was pretty cool. I got to work with Jessica Estefan, Andrea Mengucci, like tons of other Magic
like
players
big names and all that.
I've looked up to over the years, and like now I'm working alongside like LSV and Gabby, and I'm like,
oh, that's got to be crazy.
What is this world? What is this world that I'm living in right now? I get
That's
teary
awesome.
just thinking about it, because I mean I was going to say I grew up, but like I'm in my 30s. But like for a decade, I've watched, these people play Magic and draft. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that one day. So it's really cool.
No, I know what you mean. Like when I've been to some of the GPs or Magic Fest and meeting like, Rich Hagen, Marshall, Sutcliffe and all that. Marshall's fucking tall. Holy fuck.
Marshall is so tall.
I did not know how tall he was. Oh my God.
At Phoenix. We actually all went out for pizza that night. So it's pretty cool. I had like Marshall right here. I had Martin Juza right next to me.
Oh,
and we
nice.
just all like dug in on pizza, and it was a good night. It was super cool.
Awesome.
I was like fangirling in like a professional way. But I was like, oh my God, this is happening.
Right. I'd feel so awkward. Just be like, oh, what am I doing here? Like, well.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have confidence.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You deserve that spot.
Yeah, right. You got to fake it till you make it and all that. It's like I tell my bosses all the time, like, I don't know why you keep me around. I don't know what I'm doing ever. And they just laugh at me.
In the medical field, though, you do have to know what you're doing.
Totally. Well, it's being that's a whole nother thing. So with the commentary, what's that been like, and has that been a big challenge for you? Because that seems like radically different than sort of like doing behind the scenes producing and all that stuff.
I think that it's been really awesome because it kind of crosses over. Like, since I've been behind the scenes, I know what to expect, you know, like
Yeah.
I can hear the producers talking in their ear and like what that means. And so whenever I was put in that position, it felt really comfortable. Like, I was comfortable with it. You know, I also have like a background. I've done commercials and things like that. I hustle. I do a bunch of random jobs. Like, I would do that on the side. So I'm used to being in front of the camera, and I have my stream. So I'm also used to being in front of the camera that way. But it was fairly easy. I will say that something that's difficult to keep up with is just the meta, because it's always changing and cards are getting banned. And I'm like, whoa, what, you know, like, you just have to remember to do a little bit of research beforehand and like know what, there's so many cards, you just have to know, read the card explains the card. So with that job, it was like right when a new set came out, so I was learning all of the new cards, so that was a challenge. But once you get used to a set, it's very easy to it's a lot easier to draft. For example, it's a lot easier to just talk about the cards if you know exactly what they do. But that just comes with like practice.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, as far as like commentary goes, I would love to do it again. I am not a super competitive player. I have always, like, my love is EDH and drafting, like drafting cube specifically.
Heck yes.
Yeah, so I, like, when it comes to standard, I'm a little bit of a noob still, although I like play a lot. I play a lot of janky decks and like not in the meta type of stuff. So commentating on it is a little bit of a challenge, but I enjoyed it. I would definitely do it again.
Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome. That was something that I was asking Alias when she was on. And
queen of commentating.
She is freaking, and she's just
so good.
She was something like the amount of I guess practice and studying that has to go into it, where and like, so because she's a play-by-play commentator, and then she's got the color commentator who, you know, who's like the expert commentator and all that, and they have to practice that. Is that something similar that you had to do too, like practice?
Exactly. I was considered like the personality or the play-by-play, and then you have an expert with you. So usually, like, for example, like me and then Martin Juza. Like, Martin Juza is going more deep into like the plays or potential plays, which I could do too. But your role there is to kind of like just say what you see, and then you know, do outros, intros, and kind of like, I like to keep the conversation not strictly just on Magic. I like to go off topic. I think that's more entertaining and interesting, but some people don't like that. Some people just want straight Magic. So I try to like just throw in a little bit of both, but
yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, she was telling me that she was also telling me something really interesting, and I guess I want to get your take on it, is when you're doing the actual commentating, what we see on Twitch is the exact same screen that you guys are seeing too, except like you can't hover over the cards or anything to see what they're playing.
Exactly. You were just watching a live stream, or if you're like at the PT, then you're watching like the paper match. Live. Now the way it's done though, it's really interesting, because sometimes usually it's completely delayed though. Like, you're commentating over a match that happened an hour ago or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like completely live.
Yeah, exactly.
But is the commentating live at that time?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Live commentators, but usually it's kind of pre-recorded content in a way, even though it just happened maybe 10 minutes ago or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Sense.
Just because there's like commercial breaks and you have to take ad breaks, things like that. So.
Okay, cool. And is that something that you're going to continue on trying to do get more into commentating?
Oh, for sure.
Do you have when was the last time you did some commentating? It was the CFB Clash or the Oh god, what is it called?
I actually didn't do the Clash,
Oh,
but I hope to do one of the Clashes.
okay. I'm sorry.
Or one of the showdowns. CFB has like a bunch of different events that they're running online right now since we can't play Magic in person. So
Right.
there's going to be like a lot more opportunities for those kind of positions, I think. But my last job doing commentary was actually with Magic Fest Online, which was probably like
I can't remember.
4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. No,
Yeah, that was a while back.
God, this whole year has just been a blur.
Yeah.
It's totally been a blur.
It's already the middle of October. It's like crazy. Or it's the end of October.
Right? Yeah.
What the heck?
My wife and I just went to Target to go pick up a few groceries and all that stuff, and there's Christmas stuff out already, like everywhere. It's like like motherfuckers. It's not even Halloween yet. God, they're already taking the Halloween stuff down and putting it in the clearance aisle. Just like, oh god. And I told my wife, it's like, do we even want to celebrate Christmas? I mean, I know for the kids we will and all that stuff, but it's like, it's just been such a shit year.
I think that's even more reason to celebrate and just kind of like be thankful for.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
our health and our families.
For sure. Oh,
I mean, that's what Christmas is about. I'm not really big into celebrating holidays of any kind, really. So I just hope to like get together with my family, eat some tacos, and eat some cookies.
we
and we usually, actually, my family, I got my brother and my cousin into playing Magic. So usually during the holidays, we just sit around and play Commander or Cube. So it's usually a good time.
Awesome.
Or we'll actually, around the holidays, we'll go in on a box and we'll draft a box usually too.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's just like all Magic.
Heck yes. That's awesome.
So we do for our birthdays as well. So yeah, that's like our celebrating.
Yeah, our Christmas is, so my wife, her family always celebrated Christmas on Christmas Eve, and the actual Christmas Day was just pretty much relax, do nothing and all that. But my family celebrates on Christmas Day. So I love the Christmas Eve because she does Italian Thanksgiving, because she's, like almost like pure-blooded Italian and all that. And so it's so good. You're talking about like stuffed shells, fish, pasta, pizza, all homemade too, like all from scratch. And it's it's so good. And it's the best because
I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, it is the best thing because then we watch Christmas movies all day, and I always make sure to read The Night Before Christmas to the kids before they go to bed. And
what's y'all's favorite holiday movie that y'all watch?
My personal favorite is probably Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's.
Yes, that's a classic. That's what me and my family watch too, actually.
But the one that came out on Netflix last year, the one with Kurt Russell in it where he's playing Santa, did you see that one?
I did.
That was so good. I really enjoyed that.
I really like Kurt Russell. So.
Oh, my wife's obsessed with him. Him and Patrick Swayze. It's like,
that's my mom. My mom's obsessed with both of them too.
Dirty Dancing.
I'm not obsessed, but she's obsessed.
That's my wife. Oh my god!
I've never even watched it. Like, it just doesn't interest me at all.
I don't think you could make that movie today.
Sci-fi or like, just I don't know, just doesn't interest me. But I might have to give it a shot. It's classic.
Yeah, it is a good movie, but it's definitely a movie you can't make today. It's no, because it's
like that 80s.
Well, it's that 80s where I think it is 80s where the main character, she's 16, falls in love with a much older guy, and a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like, no, you can't do that nowadays. Like no. But then the 80s, they just did whatever. They were just probably
That's true.
high on coke and did whatever the hell. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of Kurt Russell, and even though I am wearing some baseball stuff right now, did you ever see that documentary or hear about the documentary that Kurt Russell's dad once owned a baseball team?
No.
Oh my god.
What baseball team?
It was a minor league baseball team up in either Washington or Oregon. And like, even if you're not into baseball, it is such a good documentary. It was really surprising, like this whole, because they weren't part of the whatever minor league association they were going on at the time, like in the 70s, and it was just a lot of fun stuff of how his dad had to basically fight off the minor league whatever people to be able to play baseball, and really interesting. Kurt Russell even played on that team for a little bit too.
What the heck?
Yeah, right?
Oh my god. I have to admit, I am not a sports person. I know nothing about baseball. I see your Rays shirt on.
Yes, because they're in the World Series this year. I can't help it.
What does this mean? And like, who are they playing against? Are they playing against the Houston Astros?
They were, and they beat the crap out of them.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, because they're freaking cheaters. Oh my gosh.
They are cheaters, boo.
See, at least you know that. You know that scandal.
To be fair, I think that they all cheat. I think the Astros got caught.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about it. I'm only repeating what my friend said, and my friend played in the MLB.
Yeah, so there is always these scandals that there is cheating going on, like sign stealing. It's just they were doing it in a way that was extremely overtly easy to catch. I
don't know anything about this.
No, and it's fine. I'm not, like, as much as I love baseball, I don't get into the nitty gritty of it all, and I just follow the home team, the Rays. That's it. I'm definitely a home team person.
Who is the Rays? Where is the Rays?
Tampa Bay.
Florida?
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
It is?
Yep.
Oh, that makes sense. Rays. That makes sense.
Yeah. They're going against the LA Dodgers.
That's awesome, though. Have they won a World Series before?
No, this is the second time. This is the second time they've been since 2008.
Okay. I can feel the hype for this. That's awesome.
It's and plus it's something that my youngest and I are into also. It's like I was gonna take her to some games this year, but no, I took her to a few games last year and she loved it, and she's we'll try to watch games together, get hyped for it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, I don't know if you know, but my local game shop here called Coral Sword is actually owned by two-time World Series champion Hunter Pence.
Oh shit, really?
Brand Giants. I get to play. I had the honor of playing Friday Night Magic with him many times. Oh my god. Got my butt kicked. He is so good.
Oh damn. Shit, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and they actually have this like insane state of the art. Is that the right term? State of art. State of the art. Losing my mind. It's just the most beautiful streaming booth ever. It is like, so his wife Lexi used to work for IGN. So
damn.
She had like all of that production background as well, and so she brought that to Coral Sword. So they have like an entire streaming booth. I stream Magic there sometimes. Yeah, it's super tight.
Are they open right now?
Steph Curry was on their stream, came to Coral Sword. They like played Mario Kart. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is open right now. They just opened the inside, but it's all like social distancing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super cool. You should definitely check it out.
I will. I did not know. I knew he played Magic.
It's so great. Like growing up, I played.
So it's called Coral Swords, like Coral.
Yep, Coral Sword. It's actually a Final Fantasy reference.
Final Fantasy reference? Why should I feel like I should know that because I love Final Fantasy also.
Oh my gosh.
Coral Sword?
Yeah, Coral Sword. I think it's a sword that they use in like Final Fantasy VII. I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
I didn't play Final Fantasy VII. I did buy the remastered
Oh
version.
my god, that remake is so good. Oh my god.
I bought it and I like only played the intro. I haven't had time to play it through, so.
No, I know what you mean.
Because The Last of Us came out right after The Last of Us 2, and that's like my favorite game, so I had to play that first.
I need to play it. I got it for my oldest, and she hasn't beaten it yet, and I'm just kind of waiting for her to do it.
It was fairly easy, or not easy, but like
I heard it's long.
Time just it's long, but it like flew by. Like I was
okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because Pixie, you know Pixie Kitten, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said that's like her favorite game of the year too. Last of Us 2. It's
I mean, besides Magic is number one, but
yeah, of course, Magic and D&D, and then probably Zelda up there, because just so I was about to say, so the audience knows, she's got a Zelda pillow. That's so cool.
That looks like a slice of cheese.
No, I love it because I've got Zelda on my keychain.
Nice.
And then you can't, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got my little Zelda hanging up there, my little Zelda amiibo. It's Wind Waker.
That's my favorite one.
And then I've got all the Zeldas.
I was like, I have Zelda stuff around here.
And then at the top of the shelf there is all my Zelda games, like from Nintendo to now.
I see a lot of D&D books over there as well.
Yes.
Do you currently play?
Yep. I'm actually running a game with Pixie Kitten right now. I've got D&D, Star Trek, Pathfinder. I'm running a game with Pixie.
Imperial Assault.
What?
Have you played Imperial Assault or Gloomhaven?
No, because Imperial Assault, that's the Star Wars one?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't played the
Star Trek fan?
Oh my god, yes. I'm such a huge Star Trek fan. I love it so much.
Cool. Yeah. I want to like rewatch Star Trek because my dad was obsessed with it when I was younger, and it was just always on the TV, like that and X-Files for some reason. So I want to rewatch both of those. I want to rewatch like Enterprise, and then I want to rewatch the X-Files.
So good. It's weird because growing up, no one in my house ever watched Star Trek or anything, but I always used to watch the original series, with Captain Kirk and Spock.
Yeah, the
like
old one.
The 60s one. And
that's my dad watched too.
And as a kid, it really appealed to me because, it was goofy and corny and all that stuff. Because because trying to watch,
it's sci-fi. It takes you away,
Oh yeah, because trying to watch Next Gen as a kid, it was so boring. It was.
Yeah.
It sucked as a kid. I'm sorry, but I mean, I love it now as an adult and all that. Like, don't get me, I love Next Gen now, but it was just as a kid, I'm like, nope, this is boring.
Dang. Yeah.
So, what Star Trek is your favorite?
Like, it has been so long since I've watched. Like, Enterprise stands out in my mind, but I don't know why. Like, I don't know why.
The theme song?
Is it? I don't even remember what year that came out.
It was 2003, 2004, something like that?
Oh, no. Yeah, okay, wait. That one I did not like. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
The one that stands out, like, in my mind the most was the old one. Like, I like the sets
the original one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. From the
60s
and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, the one with Patrick Stewart. I guess that was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
no,
Next
that
Gen.
Is Enterprise, right?
Well, no. So the one Patrick Stewart, it's called The Next Generation. I mean, it does have the Enterprise is in it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, like.
That one was so good.
Yes. Yeah, that one. But they redid it, I think.
Yeah, they came out with.
That's what happened.
Yeah, they came out with Star Trek Picard this year. Was it this year or last year?
I watched that. Yeah, on CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. I mean,
it wasn't too bad.
It was.
It kind of like seemed like the same kind of thing. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a little like weird.
It was okay. The one Star Trek show that really surprised me this year, and I thought I was going to absolutely hate it, was the new cartoon Lower Decks. I thought I was going to absolutely hate it because I'm not really into like cartoons, really.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, so if like I said, I was really against it, but when you watch it, it's surprisingly good. It's actually really good. Yeah, there's some corny parts in it and all that stuff, but it's actually got a heartfelt story to it behind it, which is surprising.
I like all things animated, pretty much. I will give it a shot. I had no idea they made that.
Yeah, it just came out a couple months ago, I think. I'm
really behind on watching TV or anything.
Oh, I know what you mean.
The only thing that I watched recently was the Lovecraft Country.
I've heard that's so good. No.
It's so good. I could not stop watching.
That's what I've heard from everybody. It's like
Check it out.
I know nothing about it. All I know, it's like based off of like Lovecraftian horror and all that, but I don't know anything else about it.
It is, but like it mixes that with like social injustices.
Dang.
Yeah, it hits you hard.
Oh damn. Yeah,
but it's also super cool because it's like sci-fi and there's like aliens.
That's HBO, right?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Okay, so I'll have to. Oh god, so much freaking. It's that
one I can highly recommend. It's weird. I'm just warning you. Like everybody I tell to watch it, they're like, "What is happening?"
Is it like?
But it's very, very good.
Is it like Black Mirror weird or something, or?
No, not like Black Mirror weird. It's like Supernatural weird. Did you see Supernatural?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably not a good explanation.
Yeah, I fucking love Supernatural.
Sometimes weird things happen in Supernatural, right? And you're like, oh, where are they going with this? And then you're like, I love this anyways.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Speaking of shows, did you ever watch Dexter or anything?
Yes, I watched Dexter a lot when I was growing up.
Did you know it's coming back?
20s. Yeah, I really hope they redeem that terrible finale of Lumberjack Dexter.
Well, you know what I hope they do, and I was telling this to my wife because that was like our show. Because when we started dating, I think when the show was on, I can't remember.
Was that 09 or 08?
Yeah, we started dating in 2009, so I can't remember when the first season was on because that was like our show we would watch together. 2006.
The year I graduated high school.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh my God, I'm terrible.
It started.
No, yeah. my wife and I got together 2006. No, 2009 was when our baby was born. Oh my God, I'm terrible. I think, right?
I'm very forgetful. My memory is really bad.
Oh, mine's terrible too. It's like if I don't have my phone calendar, it's like I don't remember anything.
Exactly.
It's like for this interview tonight. For this interview tonight, I've got interview with Taalia. I'm like, okay, all right.
Got somewhere to be. Yeah, that's the only thing I really go by is my calendar now.
Right. No, but with Dexter, I was telling my wife that, when they make this new season or whatever, let them own up to the fact that the last season was so bad. Like, just keep going on with the lumberjack thing and sort of redeem it somehow, Like,
oh my God, I know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I mean, because
do from there.
I mean, spoilers for Dexter. I mean, Deborah's dead.
Away now. Yeah, I was gonna say like Deborah's gone, and she was pretty big role.
And the one lady took Harrison, Dexter's son, to Argentina or something, or Brazil. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Argentina. But yeah, Dexter's all by himself now, living in a cabin with his flannel shirt.
So, did you ever read the Dexter books?
I haven't. No.
So, if you would probably like them. They're like if you really like the Dexter series, the books are pretty short too. Like there's, I think 7 or 8 books, and they're only like 200 to 300 pages each or whatever.
Okay.
After the second one, it really veers off away from the show, and they get a little freaking weird. But the way they ended the book series was way better. The way they ended the show, where it's. Like spoilers, the Dexter.
What? Yeah, you can tell me.
Yeah, it's just like in the show, Deborah finds out Dexter's a killer. And do you remember Rita's kids? The son and daughter. They actually have this sort of same thing wrong with them that Dexter had, where they had like the murderous intent or whatever, and he started training them in one of the books.
I feel like I've heard of that.
And really fucking weird. But so the way the last book ended was the two kids got kidnapped by someone that, like, a brother that's someone. Dexter murdered someone that was, and their brother got revenge on Dexter or something like that, and was about to kill the kids. And then Dexter basically redeemed himself by basically sacrificing his life to save the kids and save his sister and his daughter, because he has a daughter in the show, or in the books, not a son.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm like, that's way more of a fitting end than just, hey, I'm a lumberjack.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God.
And he doesn't just shove Rita's kids off somewhere after she dies too. He actually tries to keep them and be a parent.
Which is like way more realistic.
Right? Then just like, oh, here you go, kids. Here, go over here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. I kind of forgot what we were talking about before. Just veered off like 5 million different things. And that's what happens here.
Do you edit this down?
No. I don't even know what editing is. No, it's
live. Oh, okay.
no. It's just, we just talk. Like I said, these are just such casual conversations where I want everybody to hear the whole thing. I mean, it's
That's cool. Okay,
I mean,
I was just wondering.
Yeah, the only time I would edit it down is if like the audio got super screwed up and I had to do like a lot of fixing for it, or if this hasn't happened, cross my fingers, if someone just went off the rails and I'm just like, whoa, we got to end it now.
Right.
But thankfully that hasn't happened or anything.
Yeah.
So
don't have to worry about that.
I hope not. No, I'm joking.
So you just press record on Discord? Is that how you?
No, I do it on OBS. And,
cool.
And so what I do is like I also record an intro and an outro as well. And then I just sort of mix it all together. I'll do a little bit of audio mastering of it, or mixing, or whatever you call it. And then I convert the video into audio completely, and then just upload the audio from there, upload the video onto YouTube, and say go.
That's cool.
It really streamlines my way of doing this, because when I first started doing this, I was like editing it like crazy and all that, and it's like, I don't have time. I don't have time to do it.
So much time to edit.
Yeah, and I'm just doing this myself. I don't have anyone else helping me or anything. It's just all me, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, not that you need an editor, but if you ever get to that point, you can actually find like very affordable editors. Then you can just like hand them the file and they like make it all for you. I say that I don't even do that myself, but I want to start doing that for YouTube. Just, since I'm already like live and creating the content anyways, it would be cool to kind of like consolidate it down into clips or like moments, like cool moments of the stream, and just put it up on YouTube too. It's just good to like multi-platform. Oh yeah.
I think if it ever got to that point with the podcast, like if it got big to that point, I mean, it's not at that point now, but if it made sense, and the only thing I would tell them is just edit the audio. Just don't do anything else to it. Keep it as is. Just make the audio sound better than it is. Because it's like, obviously you can tell I don't have like the best audio sort of background hard. And I don't have like soundproofing per se and all that, but it is what it is, Yeah,
that's cool.
No, so with I guess I'm still kind of flabbergasted, like Hunter Pence and all that. That's awesome. I need to try to get him on the podcast. Just be like, hey, Hunter, you play Magic? Baseball, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love to be a part of it. He is, since he retired, and I don't want to speak for him, but like I just see it, he's super passionate about Magic. I mean, he was passionate about it before he left for the season. And he's like streaming Monday through Friday, playing Magic. He's playing some Among Us too, as well. I play a lot with his group.
That's so much fun. Such a fun game.
Yeah, Among Us is very addicting.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think I would like it until like Pixie and some of the other people on my Discord got me saying like, just buy the game, try it. I'm like, all right, fine. And then and then the first time I was the imposter, oh my god.
Your heart's like pounding out of your chest.
It's so nerve-wracking.
But you're like, I love this.
And it's the best feeling in the world when you can trick everybody into thinking you're not the imposter.
It's super cool. I've really enjoyed playing that game. Just playing Magic for a decade, kind of that was our go-to game whenever we weren't playing Magic. Like just a passive game, we would pull out like Coup or Werewolf or like Bang or like any of those kind of hidden role games.
Yeah.
So I love that it's like digitalized, and it's been really good just to meet so many people, so many other people in the community, content creators, or just like playing with your viewers. It's been really cool.
I know Pixie's doing a stream right now of Among Us, and I told her like I'd totally be a part of it, but no, I'm doing the interview with you. But no, that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you can hop in for a few games after.
No, maybe she's one of those who goes to bed super early. Like, what the heck? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
So how did you meet Pixie? How do y'all? I know y'all do. I'm sorry. Is it Magic for Normies?
Yes. It's our little podcast. So.
Yeah.
We first met. Did I have her on my podcast first? I think. Because I saw her like content at one point, and she does like the funny little clips and all that, and I find them freaking hilarious. And I'm one of those who's like kind of like I don't find a whole lot of stuff funny per se. Like I'm pretty hard to please when it comes to that, but her stuff just got to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I had her on the podcast, and then I used to do another sort of podcast called 10th Street Hooligans with a bunch of people, and then she became one of the regular cast members of it. And then when that disbanded earlier this year, we decided to do our own thing, Magic for Normies, because we just really clicked together, and we just have a freaking blast doing it. So she's like one of my best friends, and I love playing Magic with her, just doing that kind of stuff. She's great.
That's super cool.
Yeah, she's
I'll check that out.
Oh yeah, we do so much dumb stuff when we play funny games too. Like one of our favorite games is it's called. It first originally started off called Normie or Nissa, where you ask someone a question and they have to guess whether it's based off a Nissa or based off being a normie. Like, and you got to answer it really quick. Like, she'll ask like, really hates playing blue counterspells, normie. Lives in a forest, Nissa. And you have to like answer them really quick, and it's so much fun.
Oh my god, that's amazing! I love that creativity with that.
Yeah, and we try to come up with so many other games too, just to play. Like we're coming up with this one game right now, which I guess I can spoil it right now because this is going to come out next Friday, and we're doing our Halloween special next Friday. So yeah, we came up with this game sort of based off of Among Us, where we try to figure out the imposter of like a planeswalker killed another planeswalker and who did it, with what weapon and where. And so sort of like Clue. Yeah. And so the whole goal of the game, since we don't have a board game and we want to play with the audience with it, is we have to give clues. Like, so we start off with the location, right? Where let's say, for instance, it happened on Theros, right? And so the clues would be, these people worship gods here, right? That could be a few planes. Centaurs live here too, it just whatever, something like that. So it's there. So the murder weapons too have to be like popular Magic cards as well too, like Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push or, you know, Embercleave, right? But you sort of have to describe what the weapon is, right? So for a Lightning Bolt, it would be you found the body sort of charred a little bit, and there was a storm here recently or something, or
it's kind of like D&D in a way too.
Yeah. It's like, but it's like, oh, roll investigation. Can you figure it out? Right? You know? So it's a fun little game we just came up with, and we're premiering that on that Magic for Normies Halloween special, which will be out by the time this is out. What?
Y'all gonna all dress up?
Yes. I think what I'm just gonna do is just go as Batman.
Oh, cool.
I'm probably
do you have a suit?
I don't have a suit, but I've got a mask, a really good mask. Okay. And I'll just wear some black, and I'll put some like black eyeliner on or whatever. Or
there you go.
Just try to and just talk like this the entire time.
You have to talk like that the entire time.
Make sure I drink plenty of water and get some like lozenges too. But
or you can just smoke an entire pack of cigarettes. Not that you smoke, but like they'll give you that like
end up puking.
I am not advising to smoke cigarettes.
No. Ugh, God, I can't stand it.
I can't stand the smell. Ugh.
No, I can't. Even like when it comes to marijuana and all that, like people smoking, like, oh, I can't stand the smell at all.
You can't stand the smell of marijuana?
No, it's not at all. I can't. Though it's like, you know, gummies and edibles are okay with me. Like I'll, you know, sometimes partake in that, but oof. I can't do that. I did that
one time and I was like, never again. I went to Colorado and got a cookie it was a cookie and a sucker. And I was
God.
like, oh, this tastes so good. And I was just like eating the sucker, and I was just eating the sucker all day. And I thought I was going to die. Like, it was not good.
Oh, yeah.
Never, ever, ever again.
That sounds like my first trip in Vegas.
Vegas too.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was time traveling.
Oh my God. Did you go to Magic Fest Vegas?
No, I wanted to. So we were originally planning on it last year, but the time that I couldn't get off of work during that time, so I went in October last year, and we were going to go this year, but you know, life.
Vegas seems to be like still totally open and normal in a way.
And that's like,
I have a couple of friends that live there, and
that's Florida right now. They're
just like living life like it's normal. That's not really the case here in Houston. Like I haven't even gone to the grocery store. I haven't even like,
oh dang,
it's March. I haven't gone.
Holy crap. I mean, I'm at least doing that because we kind of have to, but
I've just been, well, like I live in Houston, so we have like 5 grocery stores right here that all deliver. So
yeah, we have the same thing.
I have options, yeah. So I've just been doing that, but I've been like very, very careful just because of like my autoimmune disease and asthma and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. With that, I don't blame you at all with that stuff. Got to be careful.
Yeah, and I God, I really hate to bring this up, but wear your mask, people. Come on.
Right? No.
I went to go pick up a wig because I had to do I didn't have to do, but I wanted to do this Bride of Frankenstein cosplay.
Yeah, I saw that.
I really needed a wig. So I went to pull up into the Party City like curbside delivery, and I was just like seeing people go in.
Oh, of
they
course.
like have their mask on, and then they come out and it's like completely off. They were just walking around the store with it completely off.
That's Florida.
That is so rude. Yeah. That is so rude.
That's Florida in a nutshell. Yeah.
Oh my God. I went to go vote, and I'm still registered to vote at my old house, which is kind of in the suburb of Houston. It's a little bit like, it's like 20 minutes suburb, but I walked inside and I like handed the lady my ID, and I looked at her, and it was this 90-year-old woman not wearing a mask, literally coming into contact with hundreds and hundreds of people that day.
Oh,
probably
God.
every day. it was like I was just like mind boggled. I can't believe that a 90-year-old woman. She was so fragile too, and like so cute. And I was like, you should protect yourself.
God,
but,
so
yeah,
that
just wear a mask.
exactly.
It's like it's not necessarily for you. It's just to if you do sneeze or cough, it like stays in your mask instead of going everywhere else. So it's for other people.
No, I've said it before on this cast, like, I don't like wearing a mask. I don't like wearing it, but I'm doing it anyway. It's like, just fucking get over yourself and do it. Like, stop acting like it's the end of the world or it's impeding on your constitutional rights. It's like, just shut up. This is bigger than you are.
I mean, just working in the medical field, like assisting in surgeries, I would have to completely glove up.
You'd have to scrub up completely, yeah.
Scrub. I'd have to wear like aprons or whatever the scrub cover,
the smock or whatever, or
smock, yeah. And then we would wear masks, we'd wear face shields, like
the hair thing too.
Like you just understand the importance of not spreading germs. It's to protect you and them, really.
Yeah.
So
it's so dumb. It's like
not a right thing at all. I mean, other countries have done this forever, like in Japan and other countries, it's just totally normal. Like when you're feeling sick, wear a mask so you're not spreading it everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
I was a mask wearer before all of this, though.
Oh, really?
Just because of my health conditions, and I would just be sick all the time. So with my autoimmune disease, so I like if I would travel on an airplane and just being in the recycled air, I would be extra careful and wear a mask. If I went to like a big convention, and you're just like there's just people on top of people, then I would wear a mask anyways. And people looked at me like I was crazy. Every time.
And
like,
now it's the opposite.
People didn't want to sit next to me on the plane because they were like, "Oh God!" And I'm like, "I'm not sick. I just want to avoid getting sick. You can sit here."
and now it's the opposite. People are looking at people without masks like you're crazy, and all that. And it's
so crazy.
I hate that it's become so political too. It's like
I hate that it's become political. Yeah, it's really take the politics out of it. It's not about like what you're free to do and what you're not free to do. It has nothing to do with it. Like it's just courtesy of like keeping this under control that everybody has to deal with. You know what I mean? Like we're all in this together. We're all in the same boat. So
and what drives me crazy is
it's just weird.
It like I
put it on.
Yeah. It's I don't know how it is exactly in Houston, but in Florida, we're pretty much open up 100% here. But the majority of shops and all that still require a mask and all that. But I still see so many people not wearing them, and of course, no one's enforcing it or anything. But I just think movie theaters still aren't open up or anything, but it's pretty much everything's back to normal, but you just have to wear a mask. It's like, if that's the only thing you have to do, just wear a mask when you go out. Like, is that really that bad? I mean, I know it's Florida, it's hot as hell, but suck it up, essentially,
Suck it up until like we can get this thing under control, or until there's a vaccine,
It's just, it's not.
We're all in this together, the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, like I said, in my state, there's not a lockdown going on. So just wear a mask. You don't have to, you should still stay home if you're feeling sick and all that, but you don't have to now. But be considerate, but nope.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I live in a really Republican state too. So,
I do too.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. I was just driving down the road this weekend, and I drove past a couple of bars, and nobody's wearing a mask, and it was just jam packed.
Oh yeah,
jam packed. And sure, it might not affect you because you're 20 years old and healthy, but it can affect your grandmother. It can infect your parents. It can infect someone with health conditions. Like
I know I haven't been able to. I've only seen my mom twice this year, and she's an ICU nurse. So she's dealing with COVID pretty much almost every day. And so like, I don't even, I don't want to see her because of that, because, I don't want to spread it to her or she spreads it to me because, she's in contact with it all the time.
Has she been okay so far?
Yeah, she hasn't gotten it at all.
Masked up and everything. But.
Yeah, she has to be in full PPE gear and all that. Right. And it's in our county has been lucky that, there's been a few thousand cases in my county. So it's not crazy like, say, Tampa Bay County, Hillsborough County is like, last I looked, 50, 60,000 cases or something like that, which is a lot higher than my county, which is like 2,000-3,000. So it hasn't been too bad, but it's like my grandmother, she's got her birthday's coming up soon, and I'm not even going to be able to go see her. She's going to be like 89 or 90. She'll be 89 this year, and it's
yeah, my grandma just turned 90, and I guess that was the last time I saw her, which was almost a year ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. I saw well, I take that back. I did have to go to my grandmother's house a couple months ago for an emergency, but I was like so like not feeling comfortable, like wearing mask and gloves and all that, and we thought she had been hacked and someone like got into her bank account and stole all her money and all that stuff, and we're like, oh no. So
Watch out for the elderly, because my grandma, her entire life savings was stolen.
Yeah, we thought the same thing had happened to her.
They're like hitting up the elderly people, and like my grandma's getting dementia and stuff, and it's just like their minds aren't completely there. And she was like, oh, this is my grandson and he's in trouble, I'll forward you all of this money, and like didn't even think about it, but forwarded her entire savings account.
Yeah, almost
crazy.
Almost scammed. Same exact thing happened to her. She
so watch out very
she
carefully.
got a call what she thought was from her bank, and they were telling her, oh, there's something wrong with your account, we need to transfer it overseas in order to fix it.
Yeah.
And when she told me that, I'm like
flag.
I'm like, fuck.
I think she told you. My grandma didn't tell anybody, because they told her like, your grandson's in trouble, he's in jail or something. Like,
oh my gosh.
Please don't tell your family. So she like didn't tell anybody.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, I was so scared for her. It's like when she called me, I'm like, oh no. It's like I need to go over to her house to make sure, she has money, And it's like, but I was so scared at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I rushed over there and we called the bank, got her bank situated. Nothing had happened or anything, but God, they came so close to taking all her money, and I'm just like, shit, if they would have taken her money, she would have just been without her meds, or because she's on oxygen as well. She would have been without oxygen, and fuck.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But
yeah. Watch out for those.
Yeah, it's scary.
They even come after me. I have like phishing emails all the time.
Oh, I love getting the phishing calls sometimes, just screwing with them. Like, it's especially when you can get someone like starting to believe you and all that.
Yeah.
Those are always fun. But half the time they just know they're being played. It's like, you motherfuckers. It's like, you can definitely tell it's a phishing scam when you can hear the Skype thing go off in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But so before we recorded, you had your camera pointing to an EDH deck. So you mentioned also earlier that you like playing EDH. So what are some of your favorite EDH decks?
Oh my God, I have so many.
Well, actually talk some Magic.
We haven't talked much Magic. I built over, probably 35 EDH decks at this point.
Damn!
I have a lot. My very first one, and actually like inspiration for my name Taalia, came from Taalia.
Ooh, so, is it the original Taalia?
Taalia Vess, which actually I have the original Taalia, but one of my viewers and friends, Mara, just sent me this in the mail. So I was very, very shocked when I got this in the mail.
Oh,
it is a foil
cool.
card.
Oh, that is so pretty.
Of Taalia. So I just replaced my old Taalia.
That's
With the
awesome.
new artwork. It's just amazing. But this was one of my very first builds, so it definitely holds a special place. It's very aggro. Sometimes I could like
And it's
turn
so
for
strong
kill,
too. Yeah.
with things like Masters of Cruelty and just big bad dragons and demons and angels.
Yeah,
so
if you
I
don't
have
take
the
care
best
of that.
the best in
Yeah.
there. Another one that is very, very dear to me is Karametra, and this can kind of be traded out for Sigarda, but it's a Selesnya enchantment deck, and I have all of the best enchantments and things like Replenish, so you can just bring all of them back from the graveyard onto the battlefield.
That's such a good one.
And then I have like just lots of ways to produce extra mana in this deck as well. So you can like really ramp up.
What's the Gaia's Cradle of that deck for the enchantments?
Gaia's Cradle? Yeah.
No. The white version of Gaia's Cradle for it.
The white version?
Was it like Sarah's Sanctum or
Sarah's Sanctum? I have that, yes.
Yeah. So good.
This is one of my splurge decks for sure.
I've got a few of those. It's
Savannah. I have a Gaia's Cradle. I have a Sarah's Sanctum. I pretty much, and all the lands are like decked out too. I got the the foiled, unstabled, or not unstable. What set was this?
Oh, it was from that box set that came out, right?
Yeah.
Oh crap! It was an unsanctioned. Was it?
Is it unsanctioned?
Maybe. I can't remember now.
Ferrari's Wake, like Tutors. Oh, there's my Sarah's Sanctum.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, but like I made this deck almost a decade ago. So like when I bought Sarah's Sanctum, it was maybe like $40 or $30, which was a lot of money. But now it was definitely a lot more.
Oh yeah. Just like
and like Replenish too. I think I spent like $10 or $15 on Replenish. I want to say my local game shop that I have in Houston before I started going to Coral Sword is Strike Zone, and Strike Zone is pretty much at all of the Magic Fest. They have really
I think I've seen them before.
Yeah, they have some really good prices, like on played cards. They would hook me up. They would give me a good deal. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that is one of my favorites. I have a lot of decks. I have Edgar Markov, which is another Mardu deck.
Dang.
I have a lot. Rafik, Zada, Mael, which is just like giant Eldrazi creature. Like cheating them out with like
that's a fun one.
What is it? Sneak attack and all kinds of ways to cheat out big creatures. I have a Brea deck. I have a lot.
Are they all of varying power levels too?
They're all pretty decked out.
Dang.
Like I would say that the power levels are pretty strong. I would say maybe like 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have anything like super competitive. I really don't know. Like I've showed my list to some of my viewers and they're like, well, if it's competitive, then you don't run with Planeswalkers. And I'm like, but I like my Sorin and like I like this card in here. So I don't know. We'll see. I plan on playing a lot more EDH on my stream, so
I need to get you on.
We have more information about the power levels.
I need to get you on my stream for some EDH.
Oh, anytime.
That'd be friggin' awesome. It's so my newest deck that I'm building right now. So I do have a where is it? Oh, right here. So the pandemic has definitely caused me to build a hell of a lot more EDH decks.
Too.
Because
I'm working on 5.
Because I'll be honest, I like streaming Arena, but streaming EDH and playing with friends is way more fun than just streaming Arena for me. Mm-hmm. So back in March I started streaming EDH, and then when Spell Table came out, that was like a godsend.
It's amazing.
It was the best.
EDH when I discovered Spell Table,
or virtual EDH when it first came out.
Yeah.
But so So when I first like started doing the stream with EDH, I didn't really understand a lot of my decks were way too strong. So the past few months, I've been making more fun decks that aren't like, completely decked out. Like, so my latest deck, Ashaya, right now, I'm just waiting on a lot of the cards to come in.
I have that one I'm working on.
So I've given a limitation for myself to where she is going to be the only creature in the deck. I will have 0 other creatures in the deck.
Whoa.
But I have a whole bunch of, I'm going to have 50 lands, a bunch of ramp, and a bunch of cards that animate my creature or animate my lands into creatures.
Oh, cool.
And give them like, indestructible and stuff like that so they can't be killed right away.
That's super interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
I'm just waiting on the cards from Cardsphere to come in. And
that's a real hard limitation, to be honest.
And it's fun that way for me because I've been getting kind of bored of just optimizing every single commander deck because it's like you see a commander
straightforward, this is what it's doing. Yeah.
Like with Ashaya, it's so easy to put in, Azusa, Nyxbloom Ancient, all these other mana doublers and all that, and it's like, well, no, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that or anything. I mean,
I pulled a card for that recently. I forgot what it was.
For people who want to do that, awesome. It's just I personally like to put limitations on myself and just be like, all right, this is what I'm doing. See if I can make it work. And it's fun.
Have you played Lord Windbreaks?
No, I think I've got it somewhere because I buy all the precons that come out.
I do too. I buy every single precon. I just bought the Anawan precon, or actually, I didn't buy that one. Magic gifted me that one. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast.
Yes, thank you, Wizards. I got those too.
Yeah, so
Anawan is so much. Have you played it out of the box?
I did. Yeah, I played it out of the box.
It is strong outside of the box.
Strong. I won.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. But I don't really know what direction to go with it because it's like, do you just go like rogue tribal or do you like go hard on mill? Like,
right?
I
yeah,
know.
it's.
I want to think of something different with that one.
It was almost like, do you do like rogue ninja or something like that, or it's.
The mechanic is very similar to the ninjutsu, which oh my god, one of my favorite commander decks. It's just Yuriko.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's one that I kind of more recently built, so I haven't got to play test it very much. But when
she looks a lot of fun.
It's so fun, like flipping the cards and having a scroll rack and like putting the cards in order and then flipping them for just like damage across the board. Oh my god, one of my other favorite decks is my Atraxa Infect deck. And that like hits everybody with Infect.
Gross.
And then, like, pluraliferate, y'all are all dead.
Well, at least it sounds like it's a quick. It sounds like it's a
quick game. Like, yeah, if I want to play a quick game, I'll play Atraxa.
At least it's not Atraxa Super Friends. I can't stand Atraxa Super Friends.
So I had Atraxa Super Friends, and I hated it. It just like it just wasn't fun to play. So actually,
and it's so slow to win too.
Weird. It was slow, but I have a really strange deck now. My Brea, which you think would be artifacts, is actually Super Friends.
Ooh. Okay, that's interesting.
It's spicy. And it usually wins. It's just like I have like the cheap planeswalkers, like the 3 mana ones, like, and I have a lot of ones that really benefit from artifacts as well, like Tezzeret, Duretti, stuff like that.
I'll be interested in seeing that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'll have to bring it to you. I might play that against you.
Ooh. So my favorite commander of all time is my very first commander. It's Kruphix. He was my very first one.
God, right?
Yeah, one of the Theros gods.
Is that the blue-green? Cool.
Yes, Simic. That's Simic one.
Oh, Simic. Okay.
Yeah.
What does it do?
So you have no max hand size, and any mana you don't spend turns into colorless mana. And so I dub him the Bank of Kruphix. So
that's so cool.
And so I try to. It's basically like an Eldrazi control build. So I'm gonna pretty much allow you to not do anything, and then I'm just gonna cheat out Omniscience, and then just start getting all my Eldrazi out and just start.
Oh, that's That's super dirty. Oh my
It
gosh.
is. But it's so
like
much
this.
fun.
Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah, the only other decks that I have that I consider really, really strong would be Chulane, because let's be honest, Chulane is just dumb.
The wizard. Did you go, like, what direction did you go with Chulane?
ETB. Just
into the battlefield?
Yeah, just all ETB, draw all my cards, have a crap ton of creatures out, then get Craterhoof Behemoth out and swing and win.
Nice. Nice. I have a Craterhoof Behemoth deck, but it's Reese.
Ooh, yes. I used to have Craterhoof and Reese before.
It's so good.
I love Reese the Redeemed.
That deck is really strong.
It is. It's I love being able to just make so many tokens and just...
Yeah. I don't normally play that one on stream just because, like, the tokens get out of hand.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
500 tokens or something at one point. It was crazy, but yeah, it's just kind of hard to keep track of on stream.
Oh yeah. The only other deck that I'd say would be my strongest, and it's probably the most miserable deck. Here, I'm gonna show you a picture of this is what's in the deck box from Inkling Customs.
I have time.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I see it. I see it in the background. So
and a one there right now.
So the deck that's in here right now is Grand Arbiter.
There. The Grand Arbiter, is that the Azorius one?
Yeah, the Azorius one. So it is pure control, like a pure.
I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, I hate playing it too. So the story behind this deck, and my listeners know this story, but I'll tell you. So before the pandemic, before I started streaming EDH, I'd have my play group of EDH, friends and all that, and they would play some of the most degenerate shit possible that you can imagine. Like stupid Animar infinite turn combo type shit, and Riku of Riku of the, or Rafik? No, Rafik of the whatever.
Rafik is like the Voltron build.
Yeah, and then Captain Sisay.
I'm working on that one.
like so many of the degenerate commanders out there, and that's how Grand Arbiter was born. Where I'm just like,
there you go.
I'm so sick and tired of you all doing your fucking combo shit. Just like, no.
Shut you down.
No. And so my win con is literally Approach to the Second Sun.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It is a very miserable deck. It is very miserable. I never play it on stream unless people want me to. And then I warn my players, I'm like, are you sure?
Did you try Anima 2?
Oh, the Esper one? The Esper Planeswalker?
That one can get super, super out of control.
I have not tried that one.
Like crazy, just shuts everything down. And then you can have like tons of turns.
That used to be my Aloro deck. My Aloro deck where I'd be like hardcore control, like pillow control, and then I'd get either win by with like Felidar Sovereign, where you have the 440 or more life, and or just what is it? The Sanguine Bond combo, whatever it's called. The two in Sanguine Bond and the other one. I forget the. You know which one I'm talking about, right? Like whenever you gain life, opponent loses life, and whenever opponent loses life, you gain life. Yes. I can't think of the other card's name. But yeah, that's just miserable sometimes.
Have you added a lithoform engine to any of your decks?
No, I can't remember if I pulled any or not. I don't think I pulled any. I'm still
so sad.
I'm still waiting on my case of Zendikar Rising. I'm still waiting on it. So hopefully in one of those boxes I pull one, because I want one.
I had like a Niv Mizzet deck, but I broke it down, and so I have Riku, and I'm working on a new Niv Mizzet, and I like really want the engine.
Which Niv Mizzet
in there? Just being which one?
Yeah, which Niv Mizzet?
Oh, the Parnum. Parnum. The one that like whenever you draw a card, it deals the damage.
Oh well, is that the newest one?
No, it's like not the newest one.
Is that the one from?
I just like it.
I can't. Oh, because there's like 3 or 4 different.
There is a newer one, but I don't like it as much. I'm trying to think of what the new one's called.
Because I know there's cards. Like Niv Mizzet, Draco Genius. There's
Fire Knight.
Was it Return to Ravnica one? I think it was. I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
the Parnum is the Return to Ravnica one.
Okay.
Or Par Run, I'm saying it wrong. I really mess up the names usually.
Oh, that's okay.
But
That's a fun one.
6 mana, it can't be countered. Flying 5/5. Whenever you draw a card, it deals 1 damage to any target.
Oh,
Whenever you
yeah.
Spell, you draw a card, so it's like centered around a ton of spells.
Yeah, I built that one. Yeah.
I built it and then I took it apart. Now I like with the engine and like all of the just other like card draw spells and that we just got. I'm like I really want to make it again. We'll see.
I have fun with that one where it's I just draw so many cards out of that deck. Mm-hmm. It's like it's pretty much cantrip the deck the way I've built it.
Drawing cards like really wins you the game though, so
right.
I like it.
Right. So it sounds like you like blue.
It's so weird. Like I'm normally not a blue player at all.
But you like drawing cards though.
I do. This is like I like it all, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like tokens, I like counter decks, I like control decks, I like aggro decks. I just like to play all kinds of different things. That's why I'm so indecisive and I just make a bunch of decks.
No, I know what you mean.
Like my arena, my Magic the Gathering arena account is completely maxed out on decks.
I'm getting there.
I have to erase them.
Yeah, I'm getting, but
I make so many and I like don't want to get rid of them.
No, I know what you mean. I mainly play historic now on arena.
Cool.
And then there's also times I don't like to delete some of my draft
like
or sealed decks.
Oh yeah.
Because especially if I like 7-0 a draft or something, it's like, oh, I want to remember that one, you know?
Yeah, that too. Do you like draft? Do you play draft a lot?
Oh my god. So I don't play it enough on arena, but if I had to choose between playing only one format of Magic for the rest of my life, it'd be limited, like draft or sealed or cube.
I love just like creating right then and there, you know, putting something,
because it's a new game every single time you play. Exactly. It's not the same. Not to say EDH is bad or anything. Like I love building my EDH and playing EDH and all that, but draft is just something like different. Like ever since this pandemic has started, we for every new set, we didn't do it for M21 though, but for every new set, we'll get a pre-release kit and do a 4-person sealed free-for-all on stream.
Yeah.
I mean,
we do that too, but like I don't stream it.
But it's just it's so much fun though, because it's you got to change your way of building your sealed deck to focus on all the opponents instead of just just one person. So
exactly,
it makes it fun. And sometimes we'll do a chaos sealed as well too.
Oh, I do that a lot too.
Which the last time,
packs,
old
boxes and stuff, and I'll get I'll just randomly do chaos sealed,
which
2 packs of each.
Yeah, one of my players got it was an old set. It had the flag bearer mechanic on it. I don't know if you remember flag bearer.
Is that Takir?
No. It's like Apocalypse or Plane Shift or Torment. It's like an old set from the 90s.
Oh, wow. Okay, no.
So I completely forgot this mechanic existed, and I only knew about it because it was played in Pauper a little bit. So Flag Bearer is basically, I'm probably going to butcher it, but from what I remember off the top of my head, if you, say you have a lightning bolt, if you go to target one of your opponent's creatures and they have Flag Bearer on a creature, you have to target the creature that has Flag Bearer instead.
Oh, instead of the opponent?
Yeah.
Oh,
something
I
like
see.
that. It's so when they drafted that or when they put that in their sealed deck, it just caused the whole game to just.
That's like kind of similar mechanic to Goad, but instead of it being a player, it's like the creature.
Yeah. You have you're forced to target the creature. So
that's interesting.
It's
I don't remember this. I've never heard of this at all. Actually, this is cool.
Yeah, it's not a popular mechanic at all. But it's
I see why.
It's really bad, but it made for a really fun chaos sealed though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I did a chaos sealed at one of the Magic Fests, and I don't even remember. It was just so crazy. Like the mechanics and like trying to make something work.
Right?
It was so difficult, but I love it. I love the challenge of that.
Oh, I love it. It's so much fun. It's and it's so I want to try to do another Chaos Sealed again on stream. It's just some of those old packs, they're so expensive. So it's like you're kind of limited to like the past 5 or 6 years of packs and all that.
Yeah, that's usually what I keep it at, you know.
Because I don't want to spend $20 on one pack or something like that. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I could spend that on like 3 or 4 packs instead.
That's true. I do that sometimes though. Like, I'll get an old pack. Like, I really liked Innistrad and Avacyn Restored, and like
those are good sets.
Those aren't like that old, but
they are now. It's like,
oh my god, like how cool would it be to redraft Conspiracy?
The original one, or just any of them?
The original one, or any of them.
Yeah, they were
so fun to draft.
Right? Yeah, they were fun. It's the thing that sucks with Conspiracy though is it's so hard you can't really do it on camera anymore.
Yeah.
You have to be in person for it. But those were really fun sets though.
They were fun.
I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite sets that I remember drafting recently, well, not recently, God, when did it come out? 2 years ago now? Battle Bond?
I knew you were going to say Battle Bond because that was one of my favorites, and I was about to say Battle Bond. I actually just got a box.
Oh, nice. I freaking loved that set. It was so much fun.
I know. I'm so excited. Well, I didn't get the box, but my local game shop, Coral Sword, we were chatting in Discord, and everybody decided to go in. And we got 2 boxes of Battle Bond, and we're going to do a draft.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Very soon. I hope to stream it. It's going to be kind of I might stream it from like Coral Sword's booth, maybe.
Cool.
Because every time I try to like stream with my phone, the internet like cuts out so much. But
sounds about right.
Yeah, I definitely want to stream that because it's, man, just nostalgic, you know.
Yeah. And it's I can't believe it's already like what 2 years old now or 3 years old. When the hell did Battle Bond come out?
Older than that. I feel like maybe there's so many sets that come out and they come out so fast. I'm like, they're all blending together now.
Okay, it came out in 2018. Okay.
Oh wow, that wasn't that long ago. 2018
might as well be forever ago. I mean,
feels like it.
Shit.
I really liked drafting Dominaria too, but
oh my god, that was one of my favorite sets to draft.
I had
it was
so much fun.
Like when I went to whatever GP it was, when Dominaria was the set, I think it was GP Dallas. When I went there, I did so much drafting of Dominaria where I couldn't stop drafting it. It was so much fun.
Did you just go like blue-white flyers? I remember that was pretty strong. Or I guess it depends on like your rares and stuff.
Yeah, I remember blue-white was good. Green and I remember
blue-white.
I remember green and black if you could do the sapperlings or whatever.
Oh, the sapperlings.
Those were really good.
Those were really hard to beat.
If you could get the red blue wizards as well, like if you managed to draft an Adelies and all that and get all the other wizards, you're like, all right, you win. Essentially, you're so fast.
Yeah, that's true. Dang, I missed that set too.
God, I've been having fun with Zendikar Rising though. I felt like this has been a good draft set.
This is like the first one probably since Dominaria that I've just been like having a blast with.
Holy crap.
Really?
Wow. Same exact feelings because M21 was kind of meh. Ikoria I thought was going to be fun. Like I love a lot of the mechanics of Ikoria, but draft was like if you didn't get a good bomb, you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Theros just felt, I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of Theros. And same with Throne of Eldraine, I wasn't a big fan of.
Same.
And like Guilds of Ravnica wasn't too bad, and Ravnica Legion didn't seem that bad. War of the Spark was just miserable for me. Just too many planeswalkers. Games just went way too long.
Yeah. I didn't really have fun with that one.
But yeah, Dominaria. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, it's as much as I like the flavor of the War of the Spark set, but having that many planeswalkers in a draft format, not fun. Mm-hmm. Just way too slow. Oh my gosh, it was too slow.
Yeah. Agree completely. Yeah, Theros had a lot of like the enchantments, which were
yeah,
very
that's right.
slow, very, very slow.
Yeah, it
Crazy
got
games,
grindy.
just so grindy games. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been enjoying, I do have to play some standard because I am going to be competing in somewhat of a competitive thing coming up, which I guess I shouldn't say yet, but
Oh no, you don't have to.
actually it'll probably be announced by now, but it's, just something that like streamers are putting together. But so I like have to kind of know what's going on in standard and
Oh
the
yeah.
meta, but I would much rather just draft
I know what you mean.
Zelda Rising like all day.
Do
I'm
you
having way more fun.
have you heard of Mythic Michaela?
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, she's doing a draft tournament this Monday coming
I
up.
wanted to do it, but Monday is the day that I'm doing the other tournament.
Oh,
I'm so
okay.
sad. I wanted to sign up.
I signed up for it. Do you know?
I wanted to sign up so bad.
It's really interesting how she's doing it. There's this website. I don't know if you ever heard. I can't remember the name of the website, but basically you draft on the website and you export your cards into Arena. So you export the deck you build into Arena, and you draft with real people on that site too. Like you join a session ID, and then you just take your deck into Arena and play it. But what's also cool about that site is you can upload a cube as well. So I'm like, oh, I gotta build an Arena cube now and just like play with my friends and all that.
Oh my god, that would be so fun.
I'll have to try to link you the site because it is. When I saw it, I like instantly was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that Arena is missing, but it seems like we have the answer there with that third-party website.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just like being able to play draft directly with your friends.
The downside to it though is like, so if like I make a cube, you would have to have those cards available in your Arena collection, so I'd have to be careful with putting like a lot of rares or mythics and all that stuff. So it'd be probably easiest to build a pauper cube at first because everybody's got common wild cards,
Yeah, or you could do like peasant, where like
or peasant, uncommon,
kind of like a mix. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think it could be fun, but
I made a peasant cube, and it pretty like it has kind of just a few of the rares, to like make this energy come together. So it's not too bad.
So do you have cubes? Like, do you have like actual physical cubes built?
Yeah. So I built a vintage cube.
Oh, with like real vintage cards?
Cube. I mean, so the power cards are fake.
Oh, yeah, like that's fine. 9. That's fine.
But yeah, I just wanted to like play with them. And so, yeah, I did build a vintage cube. I built a peasant and a pauper, and I'm working on cube.
Holy crap. That's a lot of cubes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm addicted. I've been playing for over a decade, so I've had like time to collect over the years.
No, I know what you mean. It's I had 2 cubes. Actually 3 cubes, and I've taken them all apart because it's been.
You want to build commanders, and it's like, oh, I could use this card.
Well, it's not only that, but then no one around my area ever wants to play cube, and then and especially because I was planning on bringing my cube this year to Magic Fest and all that, and then I hate. It's so depressing. I hate bringing it up. It's like, fuck, it sucks that just had all these plans, but oh well, it could be worse. Could be worse.
Exactly. You just have to stay positive.
I know it is. I mean, it's gotten easier. Because I mean, like probably just like everyone, I was so stressed out at the beginning of this because it's like we had no idea what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
like,
it's the unknown that was super stressful.
And then plus with all the lack of toilet paper everywhere too, like that just was so fucking bizarre.
I didn't buy mass amounts of anything, and
neither did we.
Paper, so I was like, oh god.
I mean, we're in Florida. We're sort of used to, probably you are too, because of hurricanes and all that. So
Oh yeah,
so you're
all the
used
time.
to stocking up on water
Yeah,
and all the other stuff. So that's what
yeah.
we did. There was plenty of water to stock up on
I had water.
because we didn't know if, like, they were
I
going to
didn't
shut
know the
down
toilet paper thing was
trucking.
gonna.
Yeah,
I
but
did not know
yeah,
that
but
was
like
a
no
thing.
toilet paper. We're like,
It's
uh,
bizarre.
and especially having three women in the house, and it's like, oh shit, fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Luckily, we don't have that problem for now. I
Oh
worry
yeah,
about what the winter brings, just with cold and flu season,
yeah.
uh,
It's
and the colder weather. I
yeah,
don't know.
especially here in Florida, like especially during January, February when it gets colder, and when especially the flu does tick up more during that
Yeah,
time of year. Like November, December, we're still in like the 70s and 80s here.
yeah,
So it's
same.
like
We're like sweating most of the year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Texas is pretty much pretty similar environment. I think you guys are slightly drier. I don't know about Houston, but the times I've been in like Austin and
Oh,
Dallas,
it's dry.
it
Yeah, it's
felt
dry there.
slightly drier. Yeah.
It's super humid in Houston.
Oh yeah.
I
So
we're
then
like
yeah,
right by the coast. Yeah.
yeah. So we're
Honestly, when I go to Florida, it's like the exact same. I'm like,
yeah,
this feels just like Houston, so used to this.
yeah. So you know exactly what I go through
Yeah.
every day. So
Mhm.
oh man. So with so I guess let's get a little bit about into your streaming. I like asking these sort of questions where what's some advice you could give to people who are maybe just starting out streaming or content creation? I feel like you've been on a really good road. Like I say, you've been doing this only for 2 years, and like look at where you're at now, and I feel like that's awesome. Like there's not a lot of people that can say, hey, they've gotten that far, that quickly and all that. So, what's some
Yeah,
advice you have for
I
people out
think
there?
like the reason for, or I like to believe that the reason for the success of my stream is just like being your authentic self and like sticking to who you are is super important. And, like when I went into this, I never started this out like, oh, I want to make a lot of money or
Yeah.
like I didn't go into this to become rich, or I came into this because it's something I enjoy and I'm passionate about. And I think like whatever you put out into the world, you receive back. So, if you just have that passion and that positivity and it just comes out naturally, like then you'll draw that kind of attention. I'm lucky in that matter. Like my community is super awesome. Everybody is just very supportive of me and like what I'm doing. And so I think that that is like very, very important to build a community, care about the people that are coming to spend time with you, and just like loving what you do.
And some good advice there. And it's, it really rings true because it's, I've been doing this for almost 5 years going on. And this has been the first year where I've really tried streaming more because it's always just been the podcast for the most part for myself. And when
Mhm.
I started streaming, I started developing more of a community, outside of my podcast. And and I really thought, like, I'll be honest, I really thought this was going to be my last year doing the podcast because, things start to run out their time and all that. And it's, I have to say the pandemic has been sort of a blessing in disguise in some parts because like doing the streaming and doing the podcast, I've met so many more amazing people with it that I now consider friends and all that. And it makes me want to keep producing more content, makes me want to keep streaming and all that stuff because just like your community comes out, supports you, you get to hang out with them and what's going on with their lives. And, it's fun. It's a lot of fun and it's rewarding for that.
Exactly. Yeah, that is definitely like the thing that keeps me going. And for the first few months of my stream, I mean, I didn't get affiliate right away. Like, it took a long time to get those average 3 viewers. Like,
right?
you know, nobody was watching at first. It's like bittersweet. The pandemic kind of has brought in like a lot more viewership and a lot more people to the platform of Twitch. So that's been nice. I mean, despite like, you know, it's under shitty circumstances, but like, yeah, and it's just cool to see like more diversity in Magic too, you know.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Going to like the game store, I was the only girl, the only woman, and like you just feel uncomfortable. And now, you know, the last Magic Fest I went to, I played against a lot of other people besides like middle-aged white men. So it was really cool to see more diversity. And I think that also pushes me to stream Magic on Twitch, because I've always been a fan of Magic. I played D&D before I got into Magic. Actually, that's how I was introduced to Magic, was through D&D. But like, I was like, holy moly, like I can put this out there and show other people that it's okay that I'm not a middle-aged white man. It's okay that I love this game. And I want to play this game. You know what I mean?
And it's so important.
Sometimes though, like sometimes even today, like at Magic Fest and stuff, I'll come across like a really salty dude. But then I just kick their ass and I'm like, haha. Good. It's so, you know, I've had to deal with that my whole life. When I was 18, I was really obsessed with Call of Duty, and that was a very toxic game.
Oh my god, yeah.
A very toxic game.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The headset, oh my god, it's a girl, and like I'm like, yeah, so like what? And then, you know, just kick their butts, but then all the shit talking comes after. It's just something that like I think people have had to deal with for a long time, but it's nice to see it changing finally.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Long overdue.
So I mentioned this to I
talk a lot. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I talk so much.
100% okay. So I just had a Zabricus on. Zab.
I love Zabra.
Yeah, she's great, and she mentioned or no, I was mentioning to her like when I first started content creation in Magic, there was only like really one prominent female streamer that I can remember at the time. This is before Arena and all that, and that was Mrs. Mulligan. And I don't recall if there was like any other female. But then when you look at the Twitch page now of Magic, it's like there's so many, and I'm just like,
so nice.
I like seeing that because, you know, I want my girls to experience that as well too. And this is what I told her as well too. It's for a lot of the people, men, you know, my gender, out there that like to say, you know, like, oh, women don't experience that much harassment or whatever, you know, the stupid bullshit they like to say. It really opened up my eyes to the amount of harassment women faced when it happened to a loved one. Because it's like you telling me these stories, and then I hear stories from all other women, and it's like, okay, I understand, I get it, but you don't really have that emotional connection, you know?
You don't. It's hard to put yourself in their shoes if you haven't experienced it.
Yeah, exactly. and when during this pandemic, my wife has really gotten into video gaming, like playing Apex Legends and Call of Duty and stuff like that. So when she's on voice chat, she's told me stories of like the amount of people like trying to send her pics and try to get her number and just try to hit on her. I'm just like, oh my fucking god! And she's shown me the amount of like hate she's gotten, and I've heard, and I'm just like, holy fuck!
Because of like the voice or a username,
it's fucking crazy. Like, and
women experience harassment almost daily. Like, at some point. Yeah.
And I don't want to make it sound like
walking down the street or like going to a gas station.
Yeah,
it's like stressful, and it shouldn't be that way.
No, it's fucked up, and I don't want to make it come across like I never believed that happened. It's like you hear about it, but then when you see someone you love like like go through that and you see it, you're like, oh my fucking god, what the fuck? It's scary, like holy shit. And she tells me like, yeah, I never go on voice chat anymore. It's like there's no point, because you're just gonna get harassed the entire time by some little fucking 20-year-old punk.
Yeah, and it should not be that way.
It sucks. It's like, fuck.
I don't know how to change, these people's mindsets. I don't even know how that starts. I don't know if that's just like how they're raised, or I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
But... I mean, I hate making it sound like I'm being an apologist or something, but I know just like people my age, when we were growing up, I think maybe we're this closer to the same age. Like I'm 34. So I grew up in a, 33. So we grew up in a time where like,
same.
Like, so we grew up in a time where like you couldn't really talk about playing video games in school because people would make fun of you. Right.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I've played video games my whole life. I collected Pokemon when I was like 10.
Yeah.
And yeah,
you'd be bullied and ridiculed if people found out.
I was a little bit different. Like, I didn't give a fuck what anybody thought about me, so I didn't care. I brought up my binder with my Pokemon cards. I was like, "Oh, you want to trade?" And like,
see, I love that attitude. It's
but not everybody's like that. Not a lot of people are like that.
It's
and I just didn't care. Like one of my first jobs was at a skateboard shop. I was a skateboarder, and
oh, nice.
Like, I got a lot of hate because I liked skateboarding, and I was like, I just really love skateboarding. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I work at a skate shop. I put boards together all day long, like, and I was not ashamed of that at all. But like, I got a lot of hate for that.
And
like,
it's that it's that old boy mentality of just
they were like, you don't belong here.
And like I said, I hate making it sound like an apologist, but for like a long time, just when you hear that, oh my gosh, a woman who plays video games, and I hate to say it, it's like growing up, that wasn't very common, or women like kept it a secret and all that stuff back then. But to me, I'm so happy that my kids are growing up in an era now where they could say, yeah, we play video games, and no one gives them shit for it and all that. Yeah. And it's great. It's awesome. And it's, I love that shit. And it sucks that it still happens. Like, people still, like, especially give women and, other non-binary people and trans people shit for it. It's like,
yeah,
like, I just want to tell them, like, how does it fucking affect you? Like, it does not affect you at all.
That's exactly what I always say. I say, like, if something is not affecting you, like, you got to learn what to care about and what not to care about.
Yeah.
That's putting stress on your own body. That's just hurting yourself. Like, why even waste the energy or like thoughts or, to spread hate? It's like, what? Like, I've just never understood that.
I don't know. It's stupid. It's like that kind of pervasive attitude that I've seen a lot in game shops here in Florida. It's pretty much made me stop going to game stores altogether, because it's
same. That's why I stopped going to like my local game shop until I found Coral Sword, and Coral Sword changed my life. Like,
I'm so glad you found a shop like that.
Many ways. I mean, they are accepting of everyone. They like just they have clean bathrooms because they know
that's a huge thing.
They want women to come, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
isn't that sad? That's a thing.
Like, yeah. Oh my God, I could not use the bathroom at my old local game shop. I mean, it was just covered in like.
Oh my God. So sad. That's a thing.
No toilet paper. Yeah. So Coral Sword is like really amazing because they kind of built themselves in like a low income area, and like they wanted a place for people to go and be able to be themselves and play games and play Magic and not be judged.
That's great.
And yeah, it's amazing. I definitely recommend checking it out. Really awesome coffee too, if you're a coffee lover. So
I'll have to, if I'm ever in Houston.
They serve beer on tap as well. And they serve alcohol.
On tap. Nice.
Yeah. And they have like a whole collection of board games as well. You could just like play with your friends. It's super awesome. If you ever come to town, definitely let me know. I'll show you around.
I'll have to. I mean, we actually do serve some hospitals in Houston, so maybe I'll have
There's
to.
a huge medical center
Yeah.
here. Yeah. If you ever come, seriously,
I can't remember the name of the
I'd love
hospitals,
to
but
see a
it's a
tour.
few of them. Yeah. No, I'll have to say it's the only store that I know of like that around here that sounds similar is the Cool Stuff Inc. store down in Brandon in the
Oh,
Tampa
cool.
area. They are really good.
About them.
I friggin' love their shop because it's so clean, just like you said. Their bathroom's fucking immaculate and all that. And they do not put up with people's shit. Like, if you have some asshole that's just trying to be salty and all that, they'll be like, nope, you're out. And I love that. It's like,
Yeah.
I've dealt with too much shitty behavior, and I've got some LGS horror stories and all that stuff. And it's like, it pretty much made my wife stop coming to any of the game shops around here because of the shit she would have to face. And
She would love going to Coral Store. Like, before this, I would go every single Friday. I would go on Mondays. They would do Monday Night Sealed. They had Saturday Night Commander. Like, I was there all the time.
that's awesome.
I don't know if you know the streamer DZ. Do you know DZ?
Oh, he's the TikTok guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives here too. And so
Oh,
I get
okay.
to play Friday Night Magic with him. I missed that. But
my
yeah.
God.
Oh, kitty.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time where she's like, pay attention to me. Oh, come on, cat.
Aw.
Go. Her name's Prim, and she absolutely loves me and won't leave me alone. No, come on.
Cute.
And come on, cat. Come on.
And hey, you might even get to play with Hunter Pence.
Oh my God, that'd be so awesome. Don't let them know I'm not a Giants fan. I'm just a Tampa Bay Rays fan.
I mean, he's like, I'm not a fan of baseball, but I can still totally respect the hard work that went into his
God.
career.
Yeah.
Like,
Come on,
I
cat.
have a lot of respect. He's just also the most down to earth, like, coolest
This fucking cat.
celebrity, I guess, I've ever met.
Yeah. Sorry, my cat is just
No, you're fine. I could talk
obsessed
all day.
No. I'm fine too. I'm fine. I'm actually off of work for 12 days in a row, so I'm just I've got nothing to do.
So you got some EDH days planned, I'm assuming?
So I've got one planned for Saturday morning. And then am I doing one Tuesday? I might have one Tuesday night, maybe. And then
Definitely let me know.
Yeah, I want to get one in with you. God, I might have an interview next. I can't remember. I'll have to look at my calendar. We'll talk more about it. Because I've got to take my dad to the airport one night and all that, and I just gotta. Come on, cat. Oh my gosh, kitty. No, we'll definitely talk because I've been talking with Zab about doing Commander. I think she only has some pre-con decks. She was telling me.
That's okay though, because those pre-cons are strong.
I told her she needs to get one on. Yeah, like I said, that Rogues one. Pixie, and the owners of Cardsphere all did a EDH night of just pre-cons, and I freaking destroyed everybody with that Rogue deck. Oh my gosh, cat! Yeah. This cat does not want to leave me.
Aw.
She needs her daddy.
Aw.
Okay, come on, cat. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'll try to get her, tell her, sleeve up your EDH decks. It's going to be Yumi, Taalia, and Pixie.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be great. And
yeah, I'd love to.
Have you ever played EDH with Alias?
I have not.
Well, I was on her stream last week, and it was so much fun. She's kind of got the same kind of mindset that I do, just playing fun, crazy decks, and just I don't know. To me, EDH is so relaxing. I just play. I don't care who wins.
I treat it very casually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll crack a beer and just relax, have some fun games. I don't take it too seriously. No,
I love it. Oh God, this cat, it's distracting me so much. I knew, God. All right. So you gave some good advice to streamers out there, at least, for trying to start off. What's some other stuff that you can maybe tell people that maybe you're new, trying to start, that you wish you would have known starting off?
So I think that there's a misconception as far as like quantity. Like whenever I first started streaming, I had some bigger streamers that were already established, been doing this a while, telling me like, just grind it out, just stream every day, all day, every day.
God.
And like I physically couldn't do that, and that is okay. I think that everybody has their own journey and their own path, and you can go at your own pace. And for me, I think that quality comes before quantity. So yeah.
Sorry.
Are you coughing over that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I know you're trying to talk. Freaking water went down the wrong hole.
Watching you turn purple over
Oh
there.
God. No, this won't be edited out or anything. Oh God, stupid water. Sorry, I'm so sorry about that.
No,
I was listening and then I'm just like, fuck. No, why am I choking?
Yikes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's always
No,
it's always the best times.
Don't be discouraged if like your time doesn't allow you to do it every single day. Just do it, 3 to 4 times a day, or 3 to 4 times a week. Jesus Christ.
But say 3 to 4 times a day. Damn.
3 to 4 times a week, or like just go at your own pace. For sure.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of pressure to like, oh, you got to get partnered, and like, but you have to, stream every day, and I just couldn't really do that, especially in the beginning when I was working full time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
No, it definitely is hard, especially if you're trying to like juggle a lot of other stuff too. It's like I think about if I wasn't doing this podcast, I'd probably be Twitch partner by now. But it's like I love this so much. I love being able to talk to people like you and just chat about whatever,
Yeah, I agree, and we are very grateful to have people like you, because this is like something that I've wanted to do. Like I've wanted to interview people, but I just don't have the time. So it's really cool that you're able to put out that content, because I know a lot of us appreciate that. It helps us a lot too. So.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Sorry. It's kind of stuff always happens during an interview. It's like, right, trying to choke. It kind of reminds me of when I had Gavin on a couple months ago. Like I'd gotten it all scheduled.
Gavin?
Yeah, I got it all scheduled, got it all ready, and like 5 minutes into the interview, someone's like banging on my door, ringing the doorbell, and I'm like, because I scheduled it late enough to where that shouldn't have happened, but I'm just like, who the motherfuck is at my door right now? And
oh my god.
It was just some neighbors like asking if I lost a dog. I'm like, no, go away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, no, he's really, really cool dude. I wish we had more time. It's I wanted to pick his brain on just Magic card design, because like one of my questions to him was, how the hell have you guys not run out of ideas yet? It's like, you guys are 25 plus years into the game, and he told me like, oh, don't worry, we've still got like 10 more years of stuff that we want to do.
They like already have stuff way planned out.
I know they design sets like a year or two in advance, but as far as like ideas for cards they want to do, they have like way out there. I'm just like, holy fuck. So it's like, he tells me like there's still so much design left to be explored. I'm like, what the hell else is there to be explored? Like, I don't know at this point. Does
that make Magic the greatest game ever? That it like never stops. It's like golf, or it's like the sport of, it is like the golf of game or sports gaming. I'm getting tired.
No, you're fine. No.
It's just like it's gonna be here forever.
And it really is, and even if it were to, like, Wizards were to stop making new sets, let's say 1 year, okay, this is the end of Magic. Yeah. People are still going to be playing it for years and years and decades to come, because there's so much to do with, and the amount of formats it has is just the best thing about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, playing standard or, modern or anything like that. There's just, so many things to do with it.
Exactly.
Which is great. So it's getting to be about 2 hours now. I feel like I could probably go on for another hour, but I'm going to be respectful of your time.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm
thank
glad
you
that
for coming on.
Reached out to me.
Yeah,
I greatly appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. It's been great. So where can people find you should they want to see your content?
You can find me everywhere at Taalia Vess. It's TAALIAVESS. There's double A in there. But yeah, I'm on all of social media and I stream on Twitch.
Awesome.
And I upload some content on YouTube as well. So you can find me there too.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on. It's been great. It's been great chatting with you about so many things. Just everything.
Yes. I can keep going.
Like I said, I want to be respectful of your time. I know it's like past 10 o'clock there, so.
Yes. I actually have to film a YouTube video after
this.
So.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely end it here, and so you can go do that.
Like, work never stops.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But right. Thank you again for coming on, and hope you have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed the episode with Taalia Vess. I know I did, and thank you again, Taalia, for coming on. Had a great time talking and chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope all you listeners and viewers out there enjoyed it as well. And thank you again for coming by week after week, listening to this podcast, and just enjoying my time talking with these people. And I love being able to show it out there for you all. And yes, even the silent listeners and viewers out there, I know you are out there, and I know you're listening and watching, and thank you. You mean a lot, and I know you're out there. And thank you again to everybody who helps support the show and who, helps retweet it, likes it, whatever, downloads it. You're awesome. You're not going without, presence there as well either. So thank you again to everybody listening, and thank you, Taalia, for coming on. And have a great night.